The U.S. Capitol in Washington, D.C., where lawmakers have been crafting new cryptocurrency legislation. In 2025, Congress made history by advancing a landmark bill to regulate stablecoins, cryptocurrencies pegged one-to-one to the U.S. dollar. Hello and welcome back to Crypto Law Decoded. I'm Rama, an M&A attorney with deep experience in crypto law. And today we're decoding the new Stablecoin Bill of 2025. What's in it and why it matters for founders, investors, and exchanges. Stablecoins just went from the wild, wild west to the regulatory spotlight. The U.S. Senate stunned the crypto world by passing the Guiding and Establishing National Innovation for U.S. Stablecoins Act, cheekily named the Genius Act. With broad bipartisan support, this is the first time Congress has approved a comprehensive framework just for stablecoins, those digital dollars we use every day in crypto trading. So, what changes are coming, and how will they affect you? Whether you're building a crypto startup, investing in tokens, or running an exchange. Let's break it down in plain English. What's in the Stablecoin Bill? In short, the bill creates federal rules to make stablecoins safer and more transparent. If it becomes law, every U.S. dollar stablecoin must be fully backed by real assets. That means for each token out there, an issuer has an actual dollar or treasury bill in reserve. No more magic money. Regulators want ironclad assurances that a stablecoin is always redeemable for $1. Issuers also have to disclose their reserve holdings every month to the public. This transparency is meant to prevent the kind of doubt and bank run panic that sometimes hit unregulated stablecoins in the past. In other words, if a company issues a stablecoin, it had better keep honest books and publish them regularly. Equally important, the Genius Act defines what stablecoins are and what they are not. It explicitly says a payment stablecoin is not a security or a commodity. This is huge. By law, stablecoins would be carved out from SEC oversight as securities, eliminating a lot of legal uncertainty. This bill also makes clear that holding a stablecoin shouldn't pay you interest. These tokens are meant for payments, not investments. Essentially, Congress is classifying stablecoins as a new category of digital payment instrument, separate from stocks, crypto commodities like Bitcoin, or bank accounts. Who will be allowed to issue stablecoins? The bill opens the door to banks and licensed non-banks to become issuers. Big institutions, think major banks or fintech firms, could issue their own dollar-backed coins under federal supervision. If a stablecoin issuer's token in circulation exceeds $10 billion, they'd come under strict federal regulation. Banks by the Federal Reserve and non-banks by the OCC, the Office of Comptroller of the Currency. Smaller issuers below the $10 billion threshold might have an option to be overseen by state regulators instead, as long as their state's rules are substantially similar to the federal standards. In plain terms, big stablecoin players will answer to federal regulators, while smaller startups could operate under equivalent state frameworks. Every issuer, however, will face stringent requirements if this law passes. They must comply with anti-money laundering laws, the Bank Secrecy Act, just like banks do, including KYC checks and reporting. They also have to segregate customer assets. Any stablecoins or cash they hold for users can't be mixed with the company's funds or used to pay creditors. A protection to make sure even if a stablecoin company goes bankrupt, users' coins and money are safe. Monthly reserve reports will be mandatory on the issuer's website, showing exactly how many coins are out there and what's backing them. Now, why does this matter? For years, stablecoins lived in a legal gray zone. They're critical to the crypto ecosystem. Traders use USDC and or USDT to move money quickly between exchanges, but there were no dedicated federal laws about them. That meant uncertainty. Could a regulator crack down on stablecoin issuers? Were your dollars really safe? This bill aims to answer those questions with clear rules. Andrew Allman, a former economic official, called it a major milestone that establishes a regulatory regime for this fast-growing part of crypto. In other words, the government is saying, we see stablecoins becoming mainstream, so here are the rules of the road. What it means for you. Let's talk about how this could impact different players in crypto if it becomes law. For crypto founders, startups, if you're a founder dreaming of launching the next big stablecoin or a DeFi app that relies on stablecoins, you now have clear compliance checklist. You'll likely need significant reserves and licenses to issue a stablecoin. This could raise the barrier to entry. Small projects might have to partner with regulated institutions or get a special license to launch their own coin. The upside is clarity. You know what's expected. Full backing, audits, AML compliance, so you can build with more legal certainty. Clarity can also attract investments to your project. VCs and partners feel better when there's law versus legal void. On the flip side, operating a stablecoin business will resemble running a financial institution. You'll have ongoing costs for audits, reporting, and legal compliance. In short, the law could legitimize stablecoin startups, but also weed out weak players who can't meet the standards. For investors and users, this law is fundamentally about trust. If you hold stablecoins, you want to know they won't suddenly depeg and crash. Requiring one-to-one reserves and regular disclosures is meant to protect investors from scams or collapses. We've seen overseas stablecoins implode when they weren't truly backed. The Terra USD crash comes to mind. A regulated stablecoin under US law should be far more stable and secure, making the whole crypto market less risky for participants. As an investor, you might also see more stablecoin options popping up. Perhaps your bank or big tech company could issue a stablecoin if they get approval. More competition could mean better services, lower fees, easier transfers for users. However, not everyone is celebrating. Some consumer advocates and politicians worry the bill isn't strict enough on things like big tech issuers and national security. For example, Senator Elizabeth Warren argued that unleashing stablecoins without tighter anti-money laundering rules or barring foreign operators could pose new risks. But regardless, from a user perspective, if this becomes law, you can be more confident that U.S. stablecoins are transparent and overseen. No longer just trust us enterprises. For exchanges and the crypto industry, exchanges rely on stablecoins as lifeblood of trading pairs and liquidity. A clear legal status for stablecoins is huge for them. U.S.-based exchanges would finally know which stablecoins are officially kosher to list. If a stablecoin complies with the laws, exchanges can list it with less fear of regulatory backlash. This could integrate crypto markets more with traditional finance. For instance, we might see big exchanges working with banks issuing stablecoins. Also, if more institutions issue their own stablecoins under law, exchanges get more fiat-pegged assets to work with. Imagine JP Morgan or Coinbase issuing a regulated stablecoin. It could directly compete with Tether or Circle's USDC. On the operational side, exchanges and other businesses will need to ensure any stablecoin they use or offer to customer meets the new standards. We might even see older stablecoins adapt or register to comply so they're not shut out of the US market. One important note, the bill would block non-compliant foreign stablecoins from the US. Overseas issuers can't sell here unless their home regulations are comparable to US rules. So exchanges will have to be careful about which stablecoin deposits they accept. Overall, the law could boost confidence and usage of stablecoins, which is a positive for the industry's growth, but it will also channel activity toward fully regulated players. Before we wrap up, it's worth noting this bill isn't law yet. It sailed through the Senate, passing 68 to 30, which is a strong signal, but it still needs to clear the House and get the president's signature. There could be further tweaks. The House has its own stablecoin ideas and may seek more consumer protections or changes to the role of state regulators. But regardless of a few political wrinkles, the direction is set. Stablecoins are getting a rule book. Many call it one of the most significant crypto legal development in years, potentially paving the way for mainstream adoption of digital dollars under the watchful eye of the U.S. law. This is a big moment for crypto law, something niche like stablecoin graduating into federal regulated product. It shows the crypto isn't hiding in legal gray areas anymore. It's moving into the regulated financial system. If you found this breakdown helpful, please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to Crypto Law Decoded. We've got more updates and explainers on the way, so you'll want to hit that notification bell. Leave a comment. What do you think about this upcoming stablecoin bill? Is it good for innovation or just government overreach? I'd love to hear your take and might even feature your question in a future episode. Thank you for watching, and until next time, stay informed, stay legal.